So, Madhumita, you deal with the healthcare sector, where I don't know where there is a luxury of having work from home or not, if I call it a luxury right now. So, they are the people who are on the field. At times, they are off the field, and they have a lot of challenges, their own physical safety and safety of their near and dear ones. So, how do you see the challenges for female employees in this kind of scenario, in the hospital scenario, and their fear, both working from home and on field? Over to you, Madhumita.
Thank you, ma'am. At the very outset, I would like to share it's a great pleasure to be a part of this wonderful August gathering. And I would extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. Sanjeev Bajaj and the organizing committee of Sarla Birla University for inviting me to be a part of this panel discussion today. Yes, I represent healthcare, probably the most active industry right now in the pandemic times. And we Medica Hospitals, as many of you would be knowing, we are the fastest growing healthcare chain in Eastern India, having 9 hospitals across cities and towns in the eastern part of the country. And yes, as an industry, very unfortunately or fortunately, work from home is not an option for us. So all of us, whether we are the part of the senior most part of the organization, or the middle level, or the junior most, all of us are at work, putting in not only 8 to 9 hours of work, but maybe much more than what was there pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, pre-lockdown, because we are all busy with testing initially, then it was treatment, and now vaccinations. So it is a proud moment for me to share that Medica Hospitals employs more than 60% of women as part of its workforce. And it is a very conscious, probably recruitment policy, that we believe that the innate qualities of women, that is care and empathy, is very important for hospitals to provide a competitive edge in healthcare delivery. And hence, we employ women in all aspects of the care cycle. So when I say care cycle, it means from the very first point of interaction with the outside world. So our women, we have women as security guards, we have women in the valet parking drivers, we have women in the front office, doctors, coordinators, of course our doctors, pharmacists, dietitians, physiotherapists, you name it. Wherever there would be an interaction between a patient and a patient family or the hospital, we believe that it is a woman who should be interacting. And not to mention, last but not the least, the backbone of the hospital is always nurses. So when we have 60% of women as workforce overall, we have a little more than 75% nurses. And nurses traditionally were all women, but last 15-20 years, we have seen a change and a shift, and there have been more men who have also come up as nurses. But overall, we have more nurses as women. So what does that mean for us? It means that in healthcare, for an organization like Medica, who is employing more than 60% women employees or more than 80% nurses, that means that women are more prone to infection. So what does that mean to us when the pandemic hit us? It means that it is a huge psychological impact in the minds of our women employees. So there are 2 basic feelings. First, we saw during the last wave, the first wave, which was not as deadly as the second wave, there was a lot of fear of the unknown, because the nurses and our other people who are handling our patients did not know what is to come. We knew that it is COVID, we knew that it is infectious, we knew that it would spread and you could easily get infected. But yes, there was a fear, a lurking fear, that what if I get infected? And along with fear was a feeling of guilt. So there were 2 very clear feelings or emotions, strong emotions playing in the minds of our women employees, that what if I get it? Will I be able to work? How will I work? Back at home, I have my family. Maybe a lot of us had elderly parents, parents-in-law. So there was a lot of fear that what if I get it? And the second was guilt. Guilt, because if I get it, God forbid, I should not infect my family. And we all knew last year that the elderly population was getting more infected, and that guilt was there very high, that if I infect my family member, if I infect my elderly parents or parents-in-law, and something happens to him or her, then what? So actually we had, I can recall two striking examples of this emotion, what I'm talking about. One was this large group of 100 nurses who left us probably last May, when they could not convince their parents. They were from Manipur, and they could not convince their parents that they would be fine. And they themselves had this fear lurking in them, that they were not sure what would happen to them, because they all live in hostels and things like that. So it was the initial part of the pandemic. So that was one starking example I remember, when we had an exodus of probably 100 nurses. But after that, it has been fine, of course. And the example or the emotion of guilt, which I was talking about, we had one of our very senior lady executives who finally contracted the disease, and she happened to meet her before she got to know that she had contracted the disease. She probably met her parents, and unfortunately that virus, she infected her parents, and her mother was fine, but then she lost her father. So these are some kind of examples that I can share what actually goes on in the minds of female employees or lady employees who have to come to work. There is no option. We cannot have a work from home option unless there is a very rare condition, a rare opportunity that somebody is ill, somebody is medically not well to come to work, because the workplace becomes highly unsafe for vulnerable patients. So that is on the professional side. On the home side, of course, all of us women had support systems at home. I'm sure many of us had live-in people who would help us. But with the pandemic striking, with the lockdowns, the support system went away. And we as women had no option but to get to work. Our nurses had to get to work. Our lady employees had to get to work. So that means more physical and mental pressure, because one has to complete their daily course, probably get up early in the morning, doing the cooking, doing the cleaning, tending to the children, and maybe coming back from work, maybe sitting with the children to help them with their online studies. So an employee, a lady employee working in any hospital, has an impact which is not only physically straining, it is mentally and psychologically straining. And not to talk about just women. So the physical condition at work, the wearing PPEs and working for 6 hours without being able to take a sip of water or going to the loo, it is very, very physically straining. And obviously in our COVID wards, we have many lady nurses, many lady physiotherapists who are going in, respiratory therapists we call, who help them with the lung exercises. So who are tending to the patients in those PPEs, feeling uncomfortable, and yet having to go back to work every day. Not because of the job. I'm sure the job is an important part, because as a healthcare society, as a healthcare community, it is like we are there for the society now, and we have to do it. So there is no option that we believe that we have otherwise. So the impact of COVID-19 on healthcare employees, and for organizations like us, which believe in recruitment of more ladies, it is impacting the lady employees physically, mentally, psychologically. It is straining, in fact. And yet we are there for our patients. We have to be there for our patients, so that we can give them hope and motivation to get back, and get back soon. This year, the second wave, I can say it has been much more strong. It is much more fearful. One of our panelists spoke about how the fear and the grief is so high, because yes, there's a lot of criticality all around. We are, our lady employees, our lady nurses are seeing death very closely, and it is extremely strainful on the mental health of the lady employees. Coming to I think Dr. Mishra also mentioned about people who may have work from home options. Yes, work from home, for me, I feel work from home definitely gives the flexibility to an employee to help probably do a work-life balance better. But to me, probably it is really the compartment between professional and personal life has got blurred. So we are definitely, even if we are doing work from home, we are definitely, it is working longer hours, and it is putting a pressure on the mental and the psychological aspect, as mentioned, equally important for the people who are on the ground. Thank you, Dr. Mishra.
Thank you, Madhumita. It's really, it's something which is very close to my heart as well, healthcare sector. Madhumita, you are working with one of the most challenging industries and most active industry, as you said. How do you think you can reward your female employees post-pandemic? Do we really need to reward them, make them feel that they have really done something which was, which is something which everybody is thankful to. So, do you think that we need to actually make these women feel and pamper themselves, cajole themselves?
Yes, Dr. Mishra, what I would like to say about this is, at the first place, the way we probably talk to our lady and gentlemen employees at the time of induction or our various learning programs that we do, we instill a sense of service in them. So, uh, so it becomes not only a job role for them, but a pandemic like this, which has hit the world and hit it in a manner like never before, where there is grief and death all around. So there is an enormous sense of duty and service which is already playing amongst all of us to go out and help whatever role we are in. That is one. Second is, yes, having said that, we definitely believe in rewarding and recognizing. Like after the first wave last year, during our 15th August Independence Day celebrations, our chairman and the leadership members,
Yes.
In the Republic Independence Day function, they spelled out the contribution of every healthcare worker who has contributed and supported the pandemic. Similarly, we just, for our Ranchi hospital, who just completed 7 years of operations on 31st of May, again, the same kind of a reward and recognition program was conducted, wherein employees were called and, recognized in front of the entire forum. We met in a networking forum like this, and people were recognized and rewarded. So definitely we believe in a reward and recognition program, but nevertheless, that is a sense of duty and service that we have instilled in every member, that it is our duty and responsibility to help the society. So yes, it's a mix of both, and we definitely do the reward and recognition programs too after the pandemic settles down.
Surely, Madhumita. I think that sense of service and sense of belonging to a country like India is itself a big reward.